Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces. Welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I'm here with the lovely Sam and Cleo from iBeautify Aesthetics, Training and Medical Massage. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. I'm really pleased to have you on.
Hey, really great to be here. Hi Holly, thanks for having us as well.
So do you want to just kick things off, ladies, by giving us a little bit of background into how you both got into the industry and then how you subsequently came together and formed iBeautify?
Sure. So I initially started my beauty career when I was working as an air hostess and gathered lots and lots of beauty secrets from over the world globally, and has been able to bring those here into what we know today as iBeautify. And during my flying years, I started working with a GP, a doctor, who whetted my appetite for the world of aesthetics. So I started training alongside him, and alongside the medical career that I have had within the airline industry with aviation medicine. And so there came about semi-permanent makeup, and then from then on, I was qualified as an injector. Moving forward, being able to use those skills with the NHS during COVID, helping with vaccinations, and then when things kind of got back to normal, I was really able to throw myself in head first. So over the last couple of years, we've really kicked off. I've done lots and lots of training in many areas, trained up to BCT level 4 in laser and light, in semi-permanent makeup, amongst lots and lots of other things. And was running a successful clinic and academy, and then met Sam, who has brought our business really into the forefront, and we've actually now won some awards as a clinic, as a duo, and what we bring to the industry. So I'll let Sam say a little bit about herself.
So I actually started out as a nurse and a midwife, and then had some time out to look after my children, and sort of the intention had been to go back to nursing, but I'd basically taken basic massage back during a break in my nurse training, actually, and ended up doing my sports training, and then just sort of came into self-employment because I'd worked for a company doing massage, and really just found out that there were a lot of things I felt weren't right, with sort of increased number of people coming in for medical issues. So people in the area got to know me as the one that could answer all the medical stuff. And so that's what I got known as. So since then, just as I say, gone self-employed, running courses. I sort of do a few more specialist things, sort of with oncology and disabled children, trauma. And then, just met Cleo 3 months ago.
Yeah, quite new.
And she changed my life. So here we are.
How did you actually meet?
Well, Sam was looking for a place to do her tutoring, because we're an academy and we've got lots of space here. She came just to inquire on the premises, and we started chatting and hit it off, and it goes from there, really. She came in and took a room on, and then as things have progressed, we've actually found that a lot of our treatments, they complement each other, and so we've been able to devise package treatments to alleviate certain ailments, such as whether it's cosmetic, as in skin issues, cellulitis, including medical massage with HIFU, needling, and being able to create something quite original and new that we're bringing to the forefront.
Amazing. Yeah, it sounds like the setup that you have and that you've created is very, very unique, because I think obviously there's so many elements of aesthetics which are medical, but I think obviously with Sam's experience, like you say, it just makes it even more kind of, I guess, helpful for the client, doesn't it, with specific issues that they are facing. And that is
absolutely. There's a lot of in-depth knowledge from both of us. Where I'm sort of more geared towards aesthetics and beauty and well-being on that side of things. Sam comes in at a different angle, and so we together create this knowledge that I think is, like you say, quite a unique and unmatched. So much so that we've just been shortlisted for the top 10 in the whole of the UK for best salon team. So we're going to be going to the awards in Manchester. Hopefully, I mean, even just being in the top 10 is such a thrill for us. But who knows? We're going to get out our pretty frocks and see what happens.
Yes, I love it. And you've been nominated for like loads of more awards individually and together, haven't you?
That's correct. With Sam, I'll let her say, but she's literally, I just went with her on Friday to an awards ceremony in Ashford, and it was just so incredible. Sam, you go on, sing your praises.
So that was so I've got currently 11 awards. That sounds really good, doesn't it?
You need to get a cabinet for all of these. You need to have like a trophy room in the clinic.
We should. I think we're going to have a trophy corridor.
Love that.
So I'm about to get for the third year in a row from my booking platform. It's purely review based. So you have to get so many reviews in a year, and at least 95% has to be 5-star ratings. So I'm about to get that for the third year in a row. But then I was a finalist earlier this year for the Kent Women in Business Awards for Women Champion, mainly for the trauma work that I do. And then I got Best Medical Massage and Trauma Therapist in the South East. That was in May of this year. And then last year I got, with the Kent Health and Beauty Awards, I got the Bronze Award for Health and Beauty Champion and Complementary Health Practitioner. And then I got a silver for contribution to the community for a lot of my charity stuff and trauma work. And I also got the Silver Inspired Achievement Award. And then this year, so that was the one that we just had again on Friday. So this year I went one up and I got a silver for the Health and Beauty Champion and for the Complementary Health Practitioner. And then I got the gold for the contribution to the community.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing.
Congratulations. That is literally incredible. And also the fact you can remember them all. I was like, how are you remembering all of these?
That's my memory test.
But rightly so, you're very proud. And I'm so proud to, have Sam on board with me and me with her. So yes, I've won a few awards. I won the award for cosmetic tattooing for the South East, and then this year I've just won for the South East of England Aesthetics Clinic of the Year from the Prestige Awards, and then, as I say, we're both up for Best Salon Team for the National Beauty and Aesthetics Awards in December. So between us, like you say, yes, we need a trophy wall.
Yeah, you need a trophy room. And also the fact that you're so quite newly collaborating together and you're already up for an award is just incredible. So huge congratulations, ladies. What are your plans for the next sort of 6 to 12 months in terms of scaling the business or new treatments or that improving client experience?
Well, I've got some ideas. Have you got some ideas?
I have one main idea, but we've not really talked about that.
I mean, it's a lot of it is actually just progressing as we go. And anything that we have done has kind of just happened through, a natural flow. and there hasn't been any kind of obstacle. We've just kind of thought something like, this feels right, let's talk about this. So what about if we do this, and let's do it. But the thing is, with this premises, it's a really beautiful old building, and we've got 5 treatment rooms. And you know, it's been a slow for a lot of people since COVID. And as an academy here, you know, we would like to kind of go into the training side of things a little bit more. But it's just finding the time to, you know, get that up and running. Sam also offers breathwork classes, and perhaps sort of promoting that a little bit more.
Workshops
and the workshops that she offers, the aromatherapy side of things, and perhaps, you know, pushing her brand, and actually selling her products sort of a bit more. And yeah, just creating something new to bring to the market that is going to be effective and enjoyable, and yeah, bring us lots
well,
of
isn't it? Like really
recognition.
different. I love it. I love the sound of everything that you ladies are offering currently. With regards to the regulation side of things then, so I just want to touch on this because obviously there's quite a lot of talk at the moment on regulation and the traffic light system and the government consultation. What are your thoughts on this? Because obviously, Sam, you're from a medical background. Cleo, you do have a bit of medical experience as well. How are you sort of sitting with what's been said around regulation at the moment?
Shall I say? Or
I mean, from my point of view, obviously it doesn't really affect me so much, really, because I'm got 2 medical degrees, so, and I'm not, you know, I'm not sort of doing anything really that it comes under that. But I think just from sort of hearing things from my clients, I'm well aware that there are, you know, other therapists around who are doing unregulated aesthetic treatments. And, you know, unfortunately, it's the client that suffers. And I do definitely think there should be regulation, but I understand it's also kind of hard for people who have been doing that job and then suddenly have to all these changes. But I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think that there has to be it has to be regulated. I mean, there's too much botchery going on that I've seen, and I think that if the education, you know, is legislated, and you have the right licensing, then it should be attainable for anyone who's competent enough to do it. So, for example, someone like myself, I mean, you know, I worked for the NHS as a vaccinator. So there is some ambiguity there as to whether, you know, I would be a healthcare professional or not. But after 25 years of aviation medicine, and I'm, you know, fully qualified to be able to save someone's life, and I train others in complications as well. So it may well be for someone like myself that I would have to do some kind of upscale course. And I think also they're thinking about licensing the venue as well, the clinic. So having a medical professional on board, so that's where Sam is, hoping that, you know, we're not going to be too affected by it. But yes, I mean, was that answering your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's just good to get different thoughts and sort of feelings about it, because I know it's such a huge topic within the industry. But what I would say is, you know, like you say, with having Sam on board and this new setup, I think it could be, you know, a really positive thing when it comes to regulation within the aesthetics industry for your business.
My concern is that you know, everyone's knee jerking and like, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, but nothing's been said yet. And it does worry me when a lot of these young new to the business, new to this career, are being pushed into doing courses and things that really at the end of the day we don't know if that's what they need. And we need to wait and see what the government say. This is what you need. Because otherwise you're throwing money. I mean, you can't beat learning and education, absolutely not. But I just wouldn't want youngins to be going off and doing all of these courses that are actually unnecessary.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's like, oh my God, you need the level 7, but actually the level 7's not been signed off as a qualification that will be needed. So yeah, we will just have to obviously wait and see as to
wait and see. Yeah.
Definitely. I just want to touch on your overseas experience then. So I know obviously you do run clinics abroad, which is incredible. So do you want to just give us a bit of insight into that and how that came about as well?
Is that me or you?
I ain't been overseas.
Yeah, I'm confused about that one.
Doesn't it say in Istanbul on your Instagram?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. So basically, I've got an affiliate. This is off the record.
Yeah.
I have an affiliation with a hospital, and I work alongside a Professor Gozu, and I can help clients with some education on particular because not cosmetic surgery, really, just advice on. So I'm sort of like an introductor.
Okay. We'll miss that bit out. I thought you were.
I would miss that out. Yeah, because I mean the thing is that's that gets into another ballpark, that, and it's just so I work as a coordinator. So if somebody wants to go and get their boobs done, they'll come to me if they choose where they want to go, and then I would be the one arranging the hotels, the hospitals, all that kind of thing.
Right, I see.
But it's not really relevant to us.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Okay, perfect. Okay, so just moving on to your clients specifically then, and obviously you ladies do offer something a little bit more bespoke and unique to what a lot of other clinics do offer. What treatments, I guess for both of you to answer potentially separately, what treatments are you finding are popular at the moment? Obviously, when I say popular, we're probably looking at more the aesthetic side. But is there any kind of trends between the two of you that you are seeing at the moment in terms of what clients are after and what they're looking for?
For me,
put you on the spot.
I think probably in terms of the massage, certainly, I mean, coming out of COVID as well, there's the trauma side of things is definitely big. When I started doing that, it was more with a view of working with domestic abuse and victims of rape. But actually, from COVID, we're seeing a lot more sort of medical trauma coming through. So that's quite a popular one. And obviously the breath work works really good alongside that. And breath work is really in all its forms becoming sort of the in thing at the moment. I think people are suddenly sort of starting to recognise all the benefits that has. The other one, I guess, that's popular for me is I've just introduced an anti-inflammatory massage called Rongu massage, which it kind of originated in Africa. And again, that's sort of another thing that I'm doing that no one else around here is. So it's kind of a curiosity factor probably as well, but it's certainly got its use in things like arthritis and inflammatory eczema and things like that. But I think sort of for both of us together, probably sort of, I mean, everyone wants rid of their cellulite. That seems to be probably the commonest one for us as a package.
So far. So we're in the future going to be looking at how we can combine other treatments. Even with facial massage, lymphatic massage as well. And that's something that Sam does. I do facial lymphatic massage, but not body, and all that can help. So we're
and obviously with the oncology as well. Like we're both accredited for detection of skin cancers and melanomas. Obviously, you remove molds and things, and I can detect them, and and with the oncology massage as well. Sort of your charity work with the eyebrows for sort of chemo clients, it all kind of
all merges somewhere.
Definitely, because I bet as well, both of you will have people or clients coming to you for their appointment with obviously the treatments that they're having, but then naturally in conversation you start to uncover different things, don't you, where I bet you are actually in positions where you're constantly kind of referring your clients to the person.
Yes, this is true. Really well. And a relatively newish treatment that I'm finding is picking up is the intimate vaginal tightening. which a lot of women find it a little bit uncomfortable to talk about. And it's something that is really debilitating for so many millions of women, especially after childbirth, prolapse. You cough and you kind of wee a little bit, or you sneeze, you wee a little bit. You can't do exercise, you can't go jumping on trampoline with your kids, and all of this, and post-menopause as well. When women aren't enjoying sexual intercourse. And this treatment is actually turning all that back, and helping to rejuvenate without any need for surgery. And it's very, very effective. And so this is a new thing that, well, I've been offering this now for about 2 years, but it's a newish thing. And even doctors are referring women to come and see myself or others who offer this treatment, as opposed to going for surgery.
Yeah, I've talked quite a lot about the menopause on my podcast previously, in terms of, why is it such a taboo subject? Why don't people talk about it? Same with these types of treatments. My knowledge on that treatment is so limited because it's just not spoken about. Same with domestic abuse. That is something which not enough people speak about, particularly practitioners, because practitioners are potentially able to see the signs of domestic abuse within clinic. Clients talk to their practitioner about anything and everything. So I feel like the things that both of you are kind of able to look for and highlight will be so beneficial. And there certainly just needs to be a lot more knowledge within this industry about that. I don't even know much about the menopause myself, and I'm a woman. So I think everybody just needs educating.
Sure. Well, I mean, we'd love to highlight that side of things.
Is there any specific event or point within your career that you look back on and think, you know what, I love what I do and I'm super, super proud? And you're not allowed to say the awards either, because we've talked about those. Like, is there a specific client you've treated or that you look back on and, you just feel really proud that you were able to help that person, or any milestone within your career?
For me, it actually comes from a place of having suffered myself, and realizing that suffering could help others. So in my formative years, I had very low esteem, and suffered with body dysmorphia, eating disorders, all that kind of thing. Especially working in the airline industry, you had to be absolutely perfect and all this malarkey, and the pressure, and especially nowadays with social media and all the youngsters. So what I feel is that I've been able to bring that pain that I suffered, which I'm now in a much better place, and I recognize that in my clients that come and see me, and I can recognize if someone's coming in because they're dysmorphic about something on their body, and I won't treat them, and I'm more likely to talk them through and kind of discuss other options. And because I've been through that myself, it then allows me a different perspective, a different kind of what would you say, not perspective, perception, or empathy, or awareness even. And that's something that gives me great pride, because I see that from what I've been through, I'm able to help others in that area. So I'd say that's because we're all fighting a battle that no one knows, and whatever it might be. And I think often it is masked by wanting to look a certain way, or behave a certain way, or be overeat, all these different things. So I try and recognize that, because we treat for obesity as well. So yeah, I would say that's my reason behind it, and I'm not afraid to talk about it as well and give it back. I've had numerous surgeries just because I hated the way I looked, and so when people talk to me about wanting to go and have things done to themselves, I'm able to share candidly, what my experiences were, and how that benefited me, which that it's not as good as everyone thinks it's going to be. Excuse my belly rumbling. What about you?
I mean, I kind of echo that sort of with it's always kind of rewarding when you can use your sort of negative life experiences and turn them into something positive, that helps someone else. And certainly that's for me, that's why I do all the, the trauma stuff. But I think if there's quite a few clients that just stand out for me for different reasons. But there was one a little while ago who she's a teenager, and she had actually lost her father a couple of months before, and she came in and just through the course of sort of talking about where the tension was in her muscles, and I sort of said to her, this muscle can, we often see it in like trauma clients, like that it's tight, and she got quite upset, and she told me that her dad had passed away, and she felt that she'd been unable to talk to anyone. And so obviously that sort of usually goes into a conversation where, you end up kind of sharing your traumas. Yeah. And at the end of the session, she just, as I was about to go out the room, and she called me back in, and she said, I just want to say, she said, I think you're doing an amazing job, and you're like a real inspiration to me. And if I can be as good as, as you've turned out with all your trauma, and that really made me cry. Just the fact that it was coming from someone who was so young, and the fact that she sort of until then hadn't felt that she had anyone who could she could offload to, because she didn't want to kind of upset her family members because they were going through it too. So yeah, that's always a nice pink and fluffy feeling.
Oh, it's lovely. No, it's lovely. I mean, it's just giving back, isn't it? And feeling that we're doing something to help. And that's, I think that's the main core of what we're about. Yeah. Is actually to make things better in whatever capacity.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I've absolutely loved speaking to you. If anyone is interested in training or treatments with iBeautify, all of their information will be in the description. I just think it's incredible what you've built together, and I can't wait to see you win lots more awards. I'll have to come and visit as well. We can have a little deep chat. I feel like a deep chat and a cup of tea is much needed. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I've loved it.
Thanks for having us, Holly. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye. Bye.